an organizer of this event?
Yes, yes, yep, that is me.
And this is the fourth annual.
Yeah, it's our fourth annual this year.
Mhm. And how has this tournament been, or how is it different from the last one?
I think every year we get bigger, and every year we try to get better. So whether we try to improve on, team check-in or
Yeah.
concession stands, or being able to have games on time, and as far as getting awards too on time. So every year we get better. So every year we have a tournament, we try to be better than last year.
Mhm. We just had Vanjie on, and she was telling me that you guys had at least 50 teams this year.
Yeah, a little over 55, I believe. It's
Uh,
about 58.
is a majority, because I believe I listed on the podcast earlier, or in one of the descriptions, there's 10 divisions or eight, something like that. You have
Originally, we had 10. We had to drop two, so it was about we had 8 divisions going so far right
oh,
now.
and I know there's an adult division going on over there at the junior high.
Yeah, we had to separate the adults, so we have adult men's and adult co-ed on the other side.
Hmm. And so on this side, so I guess for the viewers out there who may not necessarily know about this tournament, can you kind of just give sort of a short background on how it all started?
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody that comes to our tournaments, and everybody who appreciates what I do. They thank me after each tournament. For the tournament itself, Northern Arizona Soldiers annual tournament. It all started about 4 years ago. We wanted to do more things with our team, and I knew that I wanted to give a break from the parents financially. So I was like, I think the thing we should do is probably host our own tournament, and we did. Our first tournament was in Pinion, and shout out to Pinion for working with us. Then we only had two divisions, so we had a high school varsity and then a six JV tournament. So we had about 30 teams. That was our very first tournament, and then from there we just grew on it. The next year we had it in Ganado Pavilion. From there we went from 30 team. We went actually it was about 24 teams we originally had, and then we grew to 35 teams. And then last year we had about a little over 40 teams here. And this is our second year having it here. So we're about 58 teams this year.
Mhm. From what it looks like a great tournament. I know you have three courts going just here at the high school gym alone, and it's just great to see the youth out here doing something. Um, getting practicing their skills and getting ready for the upcoming season in the fall as well. Um, what are some, I guess, what are some things that you hope to get out of this tournament?
Definitely getting the kids more playing time, and leave giving the families a chance to not go all the way to the valley. And we try to price our tournament, so like we're probably the only tournament out here that does 3 games guaranteed. We did a pool play, so everybody got 3 games guaranteed, two pool plays, and then single elimination bracket. And we do it for the same price, if not cheaper than what everybody's running out here for just double elimination. The men's, yeah, I kept it double, but here for the youth, I just wanted them to get as many games as they can. So that's why we did the pool play.
Hmm. And that sounds really great. I know cost has been a concern, just in general right now in this country
Oh yeah.
and it's good that we're trying to provide a means for other people, especially the youth out there, to come to these tournaments. And based on what I see, it's still really popular throughout, and it's good to see these players come out and do things like that. Was there any particular reason why it was Easter weekend that you chose us?
Usually we try to do it right in April. Yes, there is a reason why I do it in April. We have before we used to do it right in March. It used to be right after the season was over. But as we grew as a program, we started getting more kids from New Mexico. So a lot of the kids in New Mexico, their postseason doesn't end until April. They're finally done. It goes late into March. So that was the main reason why we push a lot our annual event into April. That way, our New Mexico kids have a chance to be in it and
Mhm.
be here and help fundraise and play with us.
Wow. And the last time we spoke on the podcast several months ago, I had mentioned about possibly streaming the podcast, doing something like this for this event.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
so, I kind of strung this together the last minute. I was kind of at home just putting things together, and it finally occurred to me that there was a way for me to connect this to my phone in order to make it mobile.
Yeah.
So we kind of tested it last night, and I realized it actually worked. So
Wow.
once that was kind of figured out, we that's when I was like, okay, we'll come over tomorrow and we'll try to do some interviews and get some more exposure for not just the players, but for some of the coaches. We just had a lady on with the Apache Boys. I think that's the team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was just on, and she kind of gave us a little background on our team. And it seems like the common theme I've noticed is these parents that help with these teams. They do it because they really want to help the young men and women in their community. Some of them are struggling with things, whether it's physically, mentally, and she kind of pointed out that it was something that that she does to help them in that way, and kind of I don't want to say necessarily keep them off the streets, but just kind of give them something to do as well.
Yeah, an outlet. I think that's the main reason why we do this. Anybody who coaches, that's their main concern is to give these kids an outlet. And that's the thing I'm trying to battle right now because I recently moved back home toward the central agency. So that's the thing I battle right now is trying to give these kids an outlet and somewhere to something to do after school. And it's hard because the districts are so strict. And I get it because years before they were more lenient and nobody took care of the facilities. And that's where I'm coming from. I want to come in and restore that relationship between the districts and people like me who are trying to really make an impact with the kids, and that's just something I see. We don't have anything for the youth where I'm from, and not just from where I'm from, but even out here in the southwestern agency, western agency, northern agency. There's really nothing for kids to do, especially on a weekday, and that's where we could be in the gym working on fundamentals and doing things like that in an indoor facility. Yeah, we do have outdoor, but it's springtime and everybody knows in the springtime it's windy,
Yeah, yeah.
so you can't get it's nothing you can do outside really because the dirt's gonna get in your eye. You shoot, the ball's gonna go crazy. So that's what I'm trying to do is really push for more things to do and advocate on behalf of our younger generation because I'd rather have them in a gym and on a weekend rather than them, just BSing and being out and doing dumb things with their
Mhm.
friends, especially on a weekday and being out in the heart of the reservation. So, that's something I'm trying to work toward and trying to build relationships with amongst the districts.
Mhm. Yeah, that is really great, and I'm thankful for you to provide that to the community, not just here, but everywhere else that you go as well. Just a couple more questions. So if a team out there wants to enter this tournament next year, if you're going to have it, how what is sort of the process for that?
Well, they just have to reach out to us via text message, and usually it's me. I do the point of contact for this one, and I get all the teams situated, and then I have a great team, great staff amongst me, mainly parents, so not really staff. They all volunteer. We all volunteer for this event. Everything we make goes back to our kids. So anybody who wants to join our tournament, like we have a great group that was in the New Balance circuit, they came up and they brought their team out. So I have a great relationship with her. She brought her two teams out from the valley, and we just want teams to come out and try something different because a lot of the teams down there, like she says, it's a different style of basketball, and just to come up, just to play new people, and it gives us up here in Northern Arizona a chance to play someone different too as well. So people who are in the valley or Western Arizona come up next year. We're gonna try to do it bigger and better, and just grow from here.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds really great. And next year, now that I know I can do this, next year we can probably organize something a little bit, do a little bit more streaming,
Yeah,
for the youth next year.
for
Um,
sure. We could probably put you in that box next year.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that'd
that'd
be
be
cool.
cool. So we'll definitely plan on it next year for
Okay,
sure.
thank you. And last question: what is your upcoming schedule for your team?
Next weekend we'll be in the Made Hoops, so we'll be in the Valley. Great competition, so that's why I love going back to a Made Hoops event. It gets sold out. Teams flying from all over the country. Like Houston Hoops is usually there. That's one big one I can think of off the top of my head. But it's a great atmosphere, and it's something I love our kids to compete at. So we'll be at Arizona Battlegrounds in Gilbert, and then we just got back with our seniors, our older guys. We came back from this one. Um, it's the Native American. It's called, I forget the name, but They have it in Denver. It's ran about 47th annual,
Uh-huh.
and Nike. I think Nike has something to do with it because we got Nike shirts, and they have no admission over
Uh-huh.
there. Families come in, and it's a tradition to have that tournament out there.
Uh-huh.
So it was a great tournament. We were in Denver all last weekend, and it was beautiful. And we continue. We'll be in the Valley more often from here, probably every other weekend. And we're just trying to prepare, for Nabby and just to get our seniors one last run. And really, it's not about winning to us; it's about building young men and getting them prepared for um, post secondary education or the workforce.
Mhm.
So that's what we try to do. We're not really a team that wants to win. The winning atmosphere comes from what we teach our principals and the characters in our kids. That's just the reward of it. But other than that, that's not something we base and something we really shoot for is to win. We just want to build great young men.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and thank you for allowing us to come here and interview. So for that, we've done a little bit of live streaming. I think we did the court three for a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the semifinals, maybe set up some of there and maybe kind of show, or not the semifinals, the final games
Yeah, you
this
should.
evening.
It should be pretty
Mhm.
good. But I just want to give a quick shout out to all my parents. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys made this tournament happen. It's not just me. I want to thank our other founders, Roberto and Jalen, and then our other coach, Coach Ziggy. From the bottom of my heart, they made this happen with me. It's not just me. I hear I'm wearing a lot of hats this weekend, but I also have a lot of people delegating and stepping up and making things happen like Vanjie. Vanjie's one of the ones, who's always with me. We're on phone calls every week. And that's a lot of behind the scenes that people don't see is that this takes a lot and it's not just me that can make it move. It takes our whole tribe of parents to get things going. And like I said, it's just to give them relief from their pockets.
Mhm.
That way, because these tournaments are expensive.
Yeah.
They're like 700, 500. Made hoops is 600. So that's like almost easily 50 plus per kid for entry fee. So now we have a chance, to relieve some stress for them, and it's gonna pay off all in the end. And I enjoy it too. So,
Mhm.
thank you for coming too, brother.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and Nate, we always appreciate you coming on the podcast as well. And so far, from what I've seen, it's been a really great tournament, a
Yeah,
really great turnout, and I'm just so happy for your organization and the support that you're getting from the community.
for sure. Thank you, thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. This is the Sports on I-40 podcast, and we were still here reporting live at the fourth annual. Is it NAV or NAS?
NAZ, but people just say NAS. Yeah, it's
Okay.
Northern Arizona Soldier.
Oh, it's Northern Arizona tournament. And thank you for watching in. Thank you.